can, I think, make sense. So let's see. Is there anything different about the regional map? I think it's basically all the same. Yeah, I don't think there's any, like, real changes here. I mean, of course, you know, we have some other, you know, books and whatnot around, but we're not going to worry about that too much. So what's going on in the world? What's Runeberg got to say? Upon returning home from the coronation ceremony, Queen Beatrice Livingston sent an official message of congratulations on behalf of both Runeberg and Grace, the Guild of Royal Allies and Commercial Exchange. She welcomed us to the ranks of the world's remaining monarchs and attached a personal note expressing her sorrow that her sister did not live to see our coronation. There's going to be a lot of people congratulating us, I assume. The Adrian leader, Yorga Asmal, sent us a message of congratulations following our coronation, as well as his assurance that God is with us. I need that 1 second. There we go. A lot of little fixings we got to do here. Despite our differing interpretations of the various religion, he invites us to join him for a friendly conversation in the capital of Nierl at our leisure. Why am I so bright? The newly elected Prime Minister Morella reached out to us after our coronation, sending her best wishes and desire to work more closely together, especially on matters regarding the Meftian International Trade Zone. Okay. So what's going on in the town? Sazon sent for formal congratulations. The Sazon nobility has issued their formal congratulations on our coronation. Very good. So this is... So, like, do we each control, like, one district? Our coronation, acting War and Security Council Duchess Lucia Azaro, together as the head of the armed forces, Carlos Rambor Zizoro, led the military forces in Camp Domus in special exercises. Most other high-ranking members of House Azaro were present at the festivities. So yeah, so you are basically still feudal. With the governing seat of Monquise open after our ascension to the throne, it was decided that our cousin Hubertus, the closest Toras relative living in the province, would assume the position until, if and when Princess Vinia was appointed as Duchess. Yeah, so these are our lands. These are the lands of, I'm guessing it should say, there's our delegates, RNC, RPP, noble houses. So this is Azario's land. This is Sazon's land. This is our land. And then this is just kind of hanging out. Okay. And this is Zel, which we sold to Valent. Which I would like to get back. We're not friendly with Valent. I am like... Okay. And you know what? Coronation celebrations. The Rizian public is eager to celebrate their new king's coronation. Investing in lavish celebrations would make a good first impression. Okay. I mean, so we have what? We have 7 budget. Minimum 0. It goes up 11 per turn. We're making cash. Parades, banquets, and festivities. Give me some more authority, please. It would cost me some cash, but I think that's okay. Country relations have been updated. Unfriendly and strong. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that for now. And what's going on in the new... We only have 2 newspapers. Finally, a country that does not respect any kind of free speech. I appreciate that. Okay, for the first televised coronation history, the royal family pulled out all of the stops. While King Romus looked resplendent in his gold-bordered robe, all eyes were on Queen Mother Estella, who strode through the grand hall in a flowering purple gown with a lengthy embroidered train and a plunging necklace, inappropriate for a woman her age. I'll let the readers decide. Next to her grandmother, Princess Vina, looked positively demure in her long-sleeve gown and simple diamond tiara. The trio put on a good show, but the absence of House Taurus' most beautiful and stylish member, the late Princess Consort Lena of Runeberg, was actually felt. Should His Majesty ever remarry, his new wife will have a hard time outdressing her predecessor. All of Rizia rejoiced as their new king, Romus Toras, celebrated his coronation in the grand hall of Palace Resna. His Majesty was the picture of grace as he proceeded through the hall together with Queen Mother Estella and Princess Vina. In a solemn ceremony accompanied by the boys' choir Zilba and presided over by the Grand Wiseman Sal Ignatius, he accepted the Taurus' crown and the bejeweled orb representing our nation's proud trio of noble houses. He rose as king and climbed the stairs to greet his public from the palace balcony. So 20,000 commoners, arriving from all corners of the country, were generously allowed into the palace grounds for the occasion. As of today, Rizia's new king, Romus Toras, son of the late monarch Vero, ascended to the throne in a lavish televised ceremony attended by royals, dignitaries, foreign ambassadors, and members of the press. The coronation itself was by the books, leaving us wondering what's going on in the brain underneath the new crown. King Taurus' years as Duke of Velicris provided some indication, but will his priorities change now that he has the entire country under his rule? Most experts agree that a new direction for Rizia is needed in order for the country to reclaim its place on the global stage, following the fizzled-out reign of Vero the Frail. But which direction will that be? United Catan has successfully conducted its 12th intercontinental ballistic missile test on the Polaris testing site at precisely 4:17 a.m. on December 14th, 1950. Fired from the southwestern island off the Catanian continent, the missile traveled over 8,000 kilometers to its target in northern Polaris, achieving a precision margin of an error of 600 meters, according to Catanian Military Research Council. Arcasian Air Force radars assets near Polaris detected the missile trajectory and confirmed the tests. Currents, but declined to comment further. Dr. Elric Gravo, a strategist with Cerberus International's K-Route office, remarked that Polaris' vast, uninhabited expanse offers ideal conditions for such experiments while avoiding risk to populated areas. So what do we have? What's going on in the situation? We have a small fleet, small marine division, we got a paratroop brigade, we got a large mountaineering corps. The economy, rigid energy, low production. Do we have anything good going on? We got tourism, and we got good football teams. Fantastic. We have horrible workers' rights. We've got a good welfare state. Okay, I mean, could be better, could be worse. The morning after my coronation, I was woken up by a knock on the door. It took me a few seconds to remember where I was. The royal bedroom on the top floor of the residential wing of Palace Resna. Made the one in the Taurus' palace of Monique look shabby. Ornate gold trim covered the walls. I was alone in a bed that I could easily have slept for. The knocking on the door continued. Who is it? The door swung open. Pabel walked in beaming. After I left for Monkeys, my friend had worked his way up to chief butler. It was hard to believe he was now head of the royal household. Rise and shine, your majesty. We love Pabel. I knew this day would come, but it still feels odd having you wait on me, Pabel chuckled. You better get used to it. Everybody answers to you now. He drew back the heavy velvet curtains. Sunshine flooded the room. Romus Toras, King of Rizia, you've come a long way since we were kids. I always ignored Pabel as a kid, so this is new to me. Okay. So have you, Mr. Chief Butler. Not bad for a groundkeeper's son. Of course, it helped to have friends in high places. He looked me in the eyes. Forgive me if I'm overstepping, but how are you doing? I know you and your father didn't get along by the end, but it's never easy to lose a parent. It's complicated. I don't know what I should be feeling right now. Can I make Pabel my husband? Can we have like a royal gay marriage? Can someone let me know? There is no should. You feel what you feel. He opened the doors of my armoire and began pulling out items of clothing. You have quite the packed schedule this morning. Why don't you eat breakfast with the girls while I get your outfit ready? You can be gay and out for Pabel. Is this actually true, or are you making this up? Well, to you, for real? Oh, let's go. If we can get that done, if I could be an absolutist dictator monarch while also being gay married, I think that'd be a good option for us. Won't you eat with us? Pabel shook his head. I ate in the servants' quarters. We're coming here. There are hierarchies to be observed now that you're the king, I'm afraid. Hell yeah, I'm okay. We're going to get gay married. If we can get to that point. We're still friends though, right? Always. Be merveilleux, un oxit salut. I recognize the slogan we made up as kids. 2 tides rise, 1 sun sets. You always were the poetic type. I'm just a humble servant. Enjoy your breakfast. Are we flirting already on day 1? Still in my dressing gown, I head downstairs. Tomorrow, remind me that I need to sleep naked so that Pabel can walk in on me in the nude. In the eastern dining room, an enormous breakfast spread had been laid out. My mother was already sitting at the table, digging a spoonful into a single grapefruit half. No, good morning, Mother. Same to you, darling. Despite the early hour, my mother was already in her full makeup. She dabbed at her lips with a napkin. I hope you're satisfied with yesterday's coronation. Your father's wasn't nearly as well attended. You know, what can I say? The people love me. They love to be seen on television. You? I'm not so sure about. Her eyes grew serious. What did he say to you before he died, by the way? I never asked. He said not to make the same mistakes that he did. You must have been talking about Zil in Palace, his great follies. It's a pity he didn't live to reside over our homeland's return to Rizia. But soon you will. Zil will be ours again. And so will Palace. I never really cared much about Palace, but I don't have to tell you how much Zil means to me. But don't let my nattering on keep you from eating. A king needs energy. She handed me Rosetta, a traditional rice and keese custard tart. The crust was exceptionally flaky. Just then, Vina came bounding down the stairs. Isn't it a lovely morning? My daughter gave a kiss on the cheek to her mother, then me. I nearly got lost in the way here. Grandma, why didn't you tell me this place had such a big library? Because I didn't want you to get holed up in there all the time. A grandmother's got to see your granddaughter every so often, you know. And no granddaughter of mine is going to be reading, I can tell you that much. Okay? Vina eagerly took a plate and started piling it high with pastries. My mother chuckled, clicked her tongue disapprovingly. Not too many of those. The sweeter the taste, the wider the waist. Don't you agree, Romus? You know what? It's a special occasion. Our diet can start tomorrow. Vina took a bite of Rosetta and gave an exaggerated sigh of pleasure. My mother rolled her eyes. Suit yourself. Now, if anyone in this place could make a halfway decent strudel, that would be worth ruining one's figure for. We ate for a while in silence. Vina looked lost in thought. Finally, she spoke up. Father, I wanted to ask you something. You know that I'm 18 now. And nope. Okay, I meant to press yes and. I know we're already behind on finding you a husband. That's not what I meant. I was thinking I'm old enough to accompany you to your council meetings. It's unusual for a female heir to join the council, I know. But didn't you do the same when you were my age? She's 18, bro. We are living in a 13th century kingdom, basically. Okay? She's got to. The fact she wasn't married 8 years ago, that's the problem with this country now. Our traditions have been destroyed by these reformists. My daughter should have been married at 10. Let me tell you that much. Well, I mean, 18 is old enough to be involved in royal politics. And Liza the Great is a huge legacy for me to live up to. Greatness is something that you're born with. You shouldn't have to worry about living up to anybody's legacy. You're great in your own right. It's very kind of you, Father. But Liza was the most beloved queen in our history. Of course people would compare me to her. You're getting ahead of yourself, sweetheart. The crown is on your father's head right now, not yours. She looked at me sharply. And what your father needs is for your lovely little face to be seen at the balls and ribbon-cutting ceremonies. Not behind council doors. I mean, she's got to learn both. Outdated idea of a princess. Beauty and grace. You know, you'll learn more about the world by being out in it. Going to balls won't teach me how decrees are made, or how to negotiate with foreign leaders. Only time served in the council will do that. You want to spend the best years of your life cooped up in that den of snakes? The council isn't some wise, all-knowing entity. Everyone on it is looking out for their own house and their own stature. And God help us if you can get in the way of either of those. Don't discount their wisdom. You know what? I'll be nice to the roles, or not the roles, the other people for now. My council represents many cumulative decades experience. I will not discount their wisdom. Their wisdom turned Palace into a bloodbath and sparked an uprising. It almost got you killed. I don't know if the uprising was the council's fault. From what I've read, there are many factors. You're trying to bring... My daughter is too smart for her own good. She's trying to bring nuance into this conversation. Don't do this, okay? The other houses are bad. Our house is good, okay? You don't need to look at the positives of anybody else. Besides, choosing when to ignore the council will be part of future duties. I need to learn how to do that now. I promise. It'll be like I'm not even there. And I'll step out in public as much as I can. I mean, yeah, sure, I don't see a reason not to have her come, you know, at least every once in a while. Thank you! I can't wait to start. Oh, I better refresh up on my Rizian law. She pushed her plate away and dashed back upstairs. Once she was gone, my mother lit a cigarette. Did you realize that she'll be nothing but a liability to you in that room? Oh, you know, one more Toras on the council is an asset, not a liability. I hope you're right. The clock struck 9:15. My first council meeting was starting soon. I excused myself from the table. As I was leaving the dining room, my mother cleared her throat. He always believed you'd make a good king, you know, even if he didn't always show it. I won't just be good. I'll be the best. I headed back upstairs to fetch Vina. It was almost time to go. Like, look at this face. You think anybody is going to mess with this man? I wouldn't. Look how many wrinkles he has. That's a lot of wrinkles for a 45-year-old. Like, he knows what's up. Okay. Family Vineyard in Keles has begun bottling its latest batch of Cavil. We love to see it. We love wine. Security forces were dispatched to the estate of Lord and Lady Julio and Octavia Toras following their conspicuous absence from the coronation. In the past, the couple were suspected of spreading false rumors, discrediting King Velo's claim to the throne. Or they testified that their absence was due to a bout of food poisoning from improperly prepared shellfish and enthusiastically reaffirmed their fealty to King Romus and his family. Okay, what's going on in the news? A post-coronation party held at the palace of Rico Torres, Duke of Rizia, was unfortunately interrupted by a small group of hooligans waving signs and chanting, "End the Taurus reign," at the gates. Aided by a number of civilian watchdogs from Izia-based group Su Omina, the police were able to swiftly disperse the troublemakers, many of whom appeared to be of foreign descent. When asked for comment, Duke Rico responded, "These criminals are guests in our country. If they want to live here, they've got to bend the knee to the king. As simple as that." Following a costly campaign in West Xena, Arcasius intensified its military operation in southern Xena, aiming to dismantle Malivist-leaning regimes and promote democratic governance. This move comes as Arcasian faces growing resistance from Narashima and Xenia, where CSP influence is on the rise. The conflict has escalated, with Arcasian armed forces engaging in fierce battles against well-entrenched local forces. Back home, the Arcasian public grows increasingly concerned about the soaring military expenditures and the slow pace of resources extraction, causing price fluctuations. If that face look good beneath the blade of a guillotine. Look, I'm not going to get guillotined, okay? I'll be blindfolded and shot in a courtyard 50 miles outside the capital. That's more likely. Half full military equipment stockpile. What if they made like a they made like a second Suzerain, where it's more of like a big grand strategy, and you play as either United Katana or Acacia, and you've got to like influence the globe. I think that could be fun. Is there a Suzerain Hoi 4 mod? Okay, that's not what I want. Like, I feel like I'm kind of surprised that I don't think there is, which I think is a little surprising. You think there is? For the occasion of the first Rizian coronation since the founding of the House of Delegates, the majority leader, Dera de Reva, called for a special session where members took an oath of allegiance to the crown. But I'm sure it sucks.